Day 2, and it is very cold. It's in the 30s this morning, which is kind of crazy for late April, early May, but I mean, I get it. We have these weird cold spurts as well here too as well. Today we are on to Disneyland Paris. It's really exciting because it'll be the first time we're going to a park that neither of us have been to before. It's also our first park internationally, so it's very cool, exciting. So we'll see you there. Like I mentioned before in the previous video, the benefit of staying where we were in Paris was it was one metro stop away from Disneyland Paris. And so it was much closer. It was maybe like 5-minute train ride to Disneyland Paris from where we were at, which made it very easy to get to Disneyland Paris. And we did that a lot on this trip. And right next to the frickin' train station is Disneyland Paris's opening gate. Over there's the Eiffel Tower. We haven't seen that in Florida in so many years. Right next to it, kind of through the trees, is the tippy top of Tower of Terror.
World of Disney.
World of Disney over there. Looks like their Disney Springs equivalent is over there. Even a hot air balloon over there too as well. So cool. Looks like most of it though is under construction, so kind of curious how we can get over there. Security was kind of interesting during this portion here at Disneyland Paris, but it runs a lot similarly to Universal's or here at Orlando, or like a lot of other modern theme parks where they just have your traditional almost TSA-like security where you go through a metal scanner and you leave your bags as it goes through a conveyor belt. Kind of different from how it is here in the parks, in the American parks, where you have just a scanner that it's free-flowing, and it's a little unusual for many people. So this made a lot of sense to us, and so it was very straightforward. And once you're through security, you either have your choice of going to Walt Disney Studios Park or Disneyland Paris. It's so fascinating that they're right next door to each other. It's kind of exactly like over in California, but it's just kind of funny being able to see like the entrances to both. Like once you're here, it's actually not that, big at all. It's like all in one little compound over here. Our main goal here today is to go to guest relations because we need to figure out how to get to get in the park because we're cast members. So we'll be able to see how we can do that. For any other cast members that might be watching this video and trying to figure out exactly how it works, it's very simple. You just show them your Blue ID. You say that you're here for the day. They might ask you if you're taking any guests with you. I think the way it works is you can get yourself and 3 other people with you, and it uses the exact same as your main gate does in the parks, here in the American parks, and they can help with that. Sometimes they're very kind and very considerate and very quick and easy. Sometimes they're just like, all right, here you go. And so that's just how it is. And so you just take it, say thanks or merci, and on your way. And just like that, we got our passes to go. It wasn't too bad at all to get them in there, so pretty easy and pretty painless. One of the things that's nice about this area over here is how they actually have a legend statue focusing on some of their legends that are from Europe. People like Phil Collins, Tim Rice, all the kinds of people over there. It's nice to kind of show them. One thing I like about Disneyland Paris's opening is that it's actually in front of their first big resort over here, the Disneyland Paris Hotel, and you enter through it, which is really cool. Right now though, this is the line just to get in. We're here about 20 minutes before the park opens, and that's it currently. Resort guests get to go in though right over there, but we're waiting for this. So like I said, you enter through the resort itself. We're gonna cut to the side here, where there's way less people. Yeah, I'll take this. There's the gates. Much like the other Disney parks, they actually have their posters kind of lining up against these little ticket counters over here right before you enter the park. And it's kind of cool that once you're through these things, you're in the park. There's nothing else there. It's just all covered, which is really nice. It's an automated system, so it goes one at a time. So you scan in, and if it's good to go, you're good. It's fascinating.
It's honestly a lot like the train system.
And we're through the madhouse into Disneyland Paris. And it looks like people are for sure on the train, which was not supposed to be open today. So that's a nice little happy thing. Just to context that for a second, I had looked up everything that was going to be closed during our stay, and part of the reason we shifted our stay, we were originally going to think about going in February because it was actually cheaper, and everything was a little bit more affordable then. But when we saw that Big Thunder Mountain would be closed and Phantom Manor was going to be down for a refurb, I'm like, no, we're just going to push this back to when everything is open. But the only things that were not going to be open during our stay, according to the blogs that I was seeing, was Magic Carpets of Aladdin, the riverboat, and the train. Those were the main big three things that were not going to be open. And I was kind of devastated about the train because the train looked really cool. And so when I walk in and I see the train's there, it's great. I was kind of confused. And it turns out it was just one of the stations, or two of those stations were not going to be open during the time frame. I'm like, okay, cool. So this is great. Then we can just, you know, hop on the train and just stay on. This is great. So it was awesome to be able to see the train. Look at this train station though. It's so fascinating. That is a working train. But yeah, just like the other parks, they even have the plaque in French and English. This is charming. It's like more like toony almost in some ways. A lot of the decorations you're seeing in the beginning is this like half kind of like snow looking stuff. That actually so cool. Is part of this Pixie Hollow Tinkerbell kind of story that they do on Main Street periodically. So it's something interesting to look at there. There's Winnie the Pooh over there. We're gonna have a lot more time to explore. But I wanted to see the castle. Oh my gosh. That's so pretty. Everything feels bigger on Main Street here too. Like the buildings feel taller. Like it feels more real. This is so pretty. And they even have a Casey's Corner here. Oh, this is so pretty. So we're making our first stop over in Frontierland because we're going to be riding what people have called the best version of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad first. That's our first target. But look at this version of Frontierland. It's very rustic. Thunder Mesa. And a house on the hill. Phantom Manor over there through the trees. We are definitely riding that at least 10 times while we're here. Let's figure out if we can figure out where we're going. So unfortunately, they're experiencing technical difficulties with Thunder this morning. So we're gonna head to Phantom Manor instead. Oh well, I guess.
Next time.
No, honestly, like, I'm excited to do Phantom Manor first then. Yeah.
Pull it up right now. Oh, I can connect to Disney right here.
blown away by how beautiful this whole area is. Everything is just spectacular. Yeah. It's so pretty. Right now the riverboat landing is what this would be right over here on the right. And it does look like they're currently down right now. They're actually refurbishing their riverboat, their Mark Twain. So they'll be closed right now. Will be excited when they open up. But now, take a look at Phantom Manor. Look how pretty this is. I'm gonna try not to film everything because I don't want to be that guy, but this is truly really cool. The theming around Phantom Manor is incredible. It's much more spookier because they meant for this to be a true haunted house. Tried and true turnstile. Oh, they're having to evacuate. Quick thing really quick, just during this trip, I'm not going to show any actual on-ride footage because my phone doesn't do very well in the dark. And honestly, there's so many videos out there, point of view videos that look great. So for every single time I'm going to go ride something, you guys can follow along watching someone else's video that I'm going to tag, and I'm going to have like a little time frame up here that you guys can click to be able to go watch that. And then you guys can come back to this video too when you want. Just so that way you guys can be able to see it for yourself. So I purposely didn't film much on the inside because I wanted to actually enjoy Phantom Manor for the first time. That was genuinely spooky. What did you think? They're
like, you know, the first time when I rode Haunted Mansion, I was just covering my face. This one actually had some moments, spooky.
This one, I had some moments where it was like, ooh, this is dang spooky. Like I've watched videos and stuff like that of Phantom Manor before.
When you experience it, it's totally
in person is a completely different vibe. It is so cool. Really big fan of that. We'll definitely be doing that again at some point. We kind of caught at a weird time. When we went in there, Vincent Price had already finished his narration and they were just kind of shoving everyone in. So I think I want to try it again maybe next time when it's a little bit less crowded. And so we'll even try to see if it's if we can get the full experience.
And also crowds, it's not really...
Yeah, it wasn't get crowded. I guess I shouldn't say crowded. It was more like we just caught it at the tail end of a group. Like when they just open doors. I think that's when the narration starts.
It was a 5-minute wait.
Right, that was awesome. That was a really cool experience. Now heading into Adventureland, my old home. This is
More Indiana Jones stuff.
a lot more Indiana Jones stuff over here because they actually have an Indiana Jones ride. It's a roller coaster. I don't know if Sierra would want to do that one. Yeah. Let me go over to Pirates first.
Okay.
Colonel Hothy's outpost is apparently it's supposed to be similar to the Tiki Room, basically. Over here, they don't have the show, but it's like themed around that.
Oh.
Over here on the right, though, is the Swiss Family Treehouse, which I love it. I'll be definitely going up that. And then straight ahead is Indiana Jones, which sounds very exciting. Oh, perfect. That looks awesome. So Sierra doesn't do upside down roller coasters, so I'm doing this one on my own. So we're gonna have to see how it goes. I'm hearing the music from Temple of Doom. It's pretty intense. Looks like they launch and send about 2 cars at a time, and 2 cars means they have 4 ride vehicles going. So that's a coaster that's definitely showing its age a little bit. It's like a tight wild mouse coaster is the way I would best describe it. If you guys are panicking about the loop, there's one thing I can give you advice on that. It is the easiest loop you'll ever do. If you have someone that's a little afraid of loops but wants to try it, this is a good one to test it out on. The only downside is it's a little bit, you know, jerky. But if you guys can get past the jerkiness, it's a fun coaster. Nice little coaster. We're now heading deeper into Adventureland, and I'm excited to see more about this area. So because their Tom Sawyer Island is more Big Thunder Mountain Railroad here, they actually have an area of Adventureland that's designated with cave systems and all kinds of fun things to explore. And all kinds of climbing bridges and things like that. So it's kind of still got that spirit of Tom Sawyer Island, while being more themed around adventure, which I'm all for. We're definitely gonna have more time to explore later on. In the meantime though, it is time to venture out with some pirates. I'm excited to see this area. And then as you go through the caves, you're faced with Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm excited for this version of Pirates. I heard this one is probably the best traditional version of Pirates of the Caribbean. This is gonna be a lot of fun. So cool. With the pirate music in the background, man, this place is epic. I wish that we had the pirate music playing in our background versus the same 2 jig songs that go on loop, because this makes it more immersive. Yeah, it's more immersion, more adventurous. I love this. This is so cool. Now we're getting into more traditional pirate music. Going through the turnstile, or the electronic one. This one actually has a restaurant next door to it too, called Captain Jack Sparrow's, I think. And then they use 2 sides to help load it. Overall though, check out the costuming. It's infinitely better than ours. So I might tie that with Disneyland's, because that was dang good. That was probably one of the better versions I've ridden. It's just like right there. I'm like, I can't say if it's better or not, but it's real close.
I will say, maybe it just kind of, I see a lot of the same sequences within all the pirates.
Yeah.
And so this new order that they went with the sequences
Was so nice.
It was nice, but it kind of threw me off a little.
A little, yeah.
And so right now I'm like, maybe if I ride it a few times, I'll get used to it. But I think so far, that's my favorite ride.
That one's been a lot of fun. I think, yeah, for sure. Phantom Manor was really spooky. I think I liked that one even more. It was really fun. Looks like this is Peter Pan's flight or Mr. Toad's.
I bet this one has long wait.
Yeah, we'll see what the weights are here.